And now, it's time for Southern California's sports fishing voice. Let's talk hookup. For the next 2 hours, join Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, Corey Sandin, and this week's special expert guest for fishing information, new techniques to catch more fish, and the most current scoop on what's happening in the water. Let's Talk Hookup is sponsored in part by Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here. By Ford, the official truck of Let's Talk Hookup. And Shimano Rods and Reels. Fish with the best. Shimano. Get ready for the fastest 2 hours on radio with the hosts of Let's Talk Hookup, Pete Gray, Rock Cod Rick Maxa, and Corey Sandin.
Good morning, anglers, and welcome to Let's Talk Hookup. I'm Pete Gray with Rock Cod Rick Maxa. We're in the studio with the one and only Captain Ryan Bastian from the San Diego. We're going to be talking yellowtail and a lot more. You stay tuned. This is Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and radio network.
When it comes to catching big bluefin tuna in local waters, Shimano has the gear proven to land the big ones. You already know the hot jig is the Shimano Butterfly Flatfall Jig, and when you match that with the right tackle system, it makes this great jig even more effective. We suggest you grab a Tranx 500 HG and fill it with 80-pound Power Pro Max Quattro. Max Quattro is 25% thinner, which means 25% more line capacity when you hook that giant. Match your new setup with a Therese 70H and you have the power to put the wood to that big bluefin tuna. The Tranx 500 HG has the cranking power you need, and with the level wind, you concentrate on fishing your Shimano Flatfall and leave the line control to the Tranx reel. Hundreds of big fish have been caught on the Flatfall, and when you add the Power Pro Max Quattro Tranx Therese combo, you'll take your fishing to the next level. See your local dealer or check Shimano.com for all the details. You've heard all about it. You know the anglers catching fish have it, so what's holding you back? It's a fact. FishDope.com really does help you catch more fish and burn less fuel. FishDope.com is the only fish finding service with a spotter plane along with a crew of top anglers on the water almost every day that report actual locations and catches. You can get daily catch reports from Point Conception to San Martin Island, 365 days a year. FishDope.com is for everyone, whether you have your own boat, fish on your friend's boat, or a sport boat. FishDope.com has online planning tools, moon phase, tides, hot bite icons, and more. So bottom line is, if you don't have FishDope.com, well, you're probably missing a lot of bites. Membership costs less than $50 of gas, and that's for the entire year. That's right, 1 year. What a bargain. Plus, use the special code to save $20 on a new FishDope.com membership. Check it out today. FishDope.com. Catch more fish, burn less fuel.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
All right, welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Going to be a good day today, man. Having Captain Ryan Bastian in the studio.
Yeah, no kidding. Good morning, Captain Ryan.
Morning, guys. Morning, Rick. Morning, Pete.
Hey, great to have you in the studio. Boy, you kicked off the yellowtail season right. And here's the crazy thing. And that big day that you had was with Captain Bob Fletcher. How in the world did you do that?
Yeah, that we were not expecting that for sure. Normally we see him walking down the dock and we put the gaffs away today. We'll get the gaffs out tomorrow.
Just go ahead and get everyone rigged up with sinkers now.
Yeah.
Get it started early.
Better get some extra squid. Here comes Bob. But no, we did. It started off with a bang. I think it was our second trip of the year. We had 62 yellowtail for just a real light load, 14 or 15 people. Cool. Nice. It was a strange thing. It was a pretty small area that had a lot of yellowtail in it, like a 1 mile little stretch of ridge, and since then, we just have not been able to get back on, multiple schools like that. We'll see one school or two schools, but we haven't been able to get around like the biomass again. And pretty common for this time of year, from North Island to the tip of the Finger Bank is realistically where we stand a shot of seeing them. And with basically one boat out there, it's been hard to keep track of them. Yeah.
Sure. As the season goes on here, we'll get more coverage.
Yes, we'll get more coverage, and we had a little bluefin distraction happen last.
That was wild.
Yeah, last week we did our yellowtail tour. We made it down south. We covered everywhere we thought we might see a yellowtail. We didn't see them. We put our sinkers on. We started rock cod fishing. I picked up the binoculars and looked to the west, and every bird in the world was out there. And those birds weren't there like 15 minutes earlier, because we would have driven out there before we started rock cod fishing. But we went out there, and it was just foamer after foamer after foamer of. In the water, we saw some 30-pounders and a lot of like right at 100-pounders, so 30 to 100-pounders. But of course, everything that we hooked was huge.
Right. Yeah.
You don't hook any of those 30-pounders. The big ones come and get your lure. And we only tried 2 spots that first day, and we had 5 bites. We lost them all, unfortunately. We weren't really set up for them. We were throwing yellowtail lures and stuff at them. And I had a 90-pounder come off at color, and we lost a few others right at color. And so we actually did not even land one. And then Matt Brawla, Captain Matt, went out the next 2 days after that, targeting them, and he got right in like 6 or 7 really good spots and never had a bite.
Really?
With good fishermen and good lures and good bait and everything. And so there's just so much bait out there. There's anchovy school after anchovy school, and there's red crab. And so they have plenty to eat. As soon as they eat that up or it goes away a little bit, it looks like it's going to be phenomenal. And, Pacific Queen, Tomahawk, they both did good yesterday. And it's looking like it's going to be another amazing bluefin year.
Yeah, it's just the score. Talk about those scores on the Pacific and the Tomahawk. They killed them.
Yeah, they did really good. I was talking to Drew yesterday. I was actually at a baby shower, and Drew Card from the Pacific Queen was there. And at that time, Gavin had called in with like 10 fish, all over 100 pounds.
Jeez.
And then I checked the count yesterday evening, and Gavin on the Pacific Queen had 46 fish. Half of them are big ones, or bigger ones. They're all big,
like over 100.
Yeah, even the small ones I think were 50, 60, 70 pounders.
Wow.
So it's just crazy.
Yeah,
it's
and that's
insane.
day and a half range right now. But it shows you the spread of fish down below and below that, and then up here too, right?
It's spread out all the way up and down the coast. Talking to the pilots, on a certain day you can see them all the way up to Newport Beach. I've heard, they're just constantly moving, and those are hard to keep track of as well with not too many boats out.
Sure.
So as the season gets rolling here, it'll get much easier to stay on top of these things.
It's just crazy that that's what we're talking about in March. And, that's almost becoming, you hate to call it common, but, the last couple of years in a row, it's not uncommon. It's just wild.
Honestly, Rick, bluefin have become more common than sand bass for us.
For real? No, that's crazy.
It used to be, the 3/4-day boat out of Seaforth was sand bass, barracuda, yellowtail. Now it's yellowtail and bluefin tuna, yellowfin tuna. It's insane. So enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. Enjoy it while it lasts. And, and the thing is that you heard yesterday here, April and May are some of the best months last year for bluefin tuna fishing.
I honestly like fishing for bluefin when the water's a little bit cooler. Early spring and late fall is when we have had our best fishing on the San Diego. Once the water, summertime temperatures, It for us, the way we need to catch them with a boatload of people and fly lining baits and really have them biting, it seems like fall and spring is our best time.
Yeah, indeed.
God, it gets me fired up.
Yeah, you ready to go?
Fired up. It's crazy.
Yeah. So tell us about the San Diego. You run every day out of Seaforth Sport Fishing, weather permitting, this time of the year, right?
Yes, we finished up our maintenance a couple weeks ago, so we are online every single day. We leave the dock at 5:30 in the morning, and we come back whenever we feel the job is done. Usually between 6 and 7:30 is when we're getting back to the dock. And
so it's a full day trip.
oh yeah, it's a full day trip.
Yeah,
you're going to be out there a while.
And right now you're fishing Coronado Islands area?
Yes, we're fishing the Coronado Islands, so you will need a passport. It's within 12 miles of Mexican territory. But, those bluefin, they love the 100-fathom curve and the 50-fathom curve. A bluefin has no problem being close to the islands. We've seen it a lot in the last 5 years. So those bluefin we saw last week, they're just right outside the islands. So we'll be fishing the islands, yet keeping our eyes open for bluefin the whole entire time.
And, of course, yellowtail.
And yellowtail.
This is the time of the year. What typically in the past, is this kind of when yellowtail fishing really starts to heat up?
Yeah, it is. March 1st is when I usually expect to be running a lot. And any time from March 1st to, June 1st is prime time for Coronado Islands, I feel. So we'll get back on them. It seems like there's a little bit of yellowtail up and down the coast. We need a little bit more to move in, it looked like to me, and some more coverage, and we'll be in there. The good news is they're nice fish. The last few years they were 7, 8, 9, 10 pounders. This year they're 12 to 18, 20 pounders.
Ooh, that's great.
The grade is good, very good.
And from what you saw before, pretty abundant.
Yes, when you're around them on the right day, there's plenty of them there. It's just they're not locked into any structure yet, so they're really hard to stay on top of.
Okay. And why is that? They're just chasing bait around?
I'm not sure. I don't think it's so much that. I just think as the water warms, they seem to get tighter to the dominant structure around the islands, and they get more predictable. This time of year, they're just roaming. They're just out in open water, roaming around, and so it's nice because it helps with the sea lions when they're like that.
Yeah.
But there's no visual clues on the surface.
Sure.
There's no birds on them. There's nothing that says drive this way and you'll see yellowtail. It's strictly electronics, following your ridges, following your plotter. And, you do have to get a little bit lucky. You have to get within 400 feet of a school. And then once you know where they're at, then we know where they're probably going to go once we can get established where they're at. But it's figuring out where they're at that day. If you can see one big school, we know we're in there, because a big, huge school of yellowtail is never alone. He always has big, huge school friends with them.
Really?
Yeah, we never see just one big school. It's always, if there's, we'll see one small school. It could be just a few fish. That we see that quite a bit. But if we see a really nice school, it's a sign that there's biomass around, and there's always more. Yeah.
That's interesting. I dig it.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And so in the meantime, rock fishing's been pretty good too.
It has been good.
Yeah.
It has been very, very good. The red rock cod fishing, the shallow water rockfish fishing, whitefish and sheephead. There's so much red crab around, and I think it has those rockfish just up off the bottom, active, and the rock fishing has been very, very good.
Yeah,
it's a lot of fun.
That's cool. So you're out today, likely out tomorrow, right?
Yeah, actually the boat is not out today.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
No, we didn't have enough reservations to go today. We went yesterday with 31 people, and Matt did the Yellowtail tour, did not see them, and had good rock fishing yesterday.
Yeah.
But we're online every day, so make those reservations.
And the
we'll
weather is
go.
supposed to be flat, right?
It is.
Tomorrow.
It is supposed to be very nice weather. We have rain in the forecast this week, which seems to scare the people away.
Yeah.
When everyone says, "Oh, I'll fish in the rain. I'll put my slickers on. I'll fish in the rain." But I've been out there a lot in the rain, and the second it starts pouring, everyone goes in the galley.
Everybody's inside, hunker down.
Even if the fish are biting?
Well, yeah. They'll fish for one, maybe, but then they're in the galley.
Yeah.
I think people are waiting, waiting for the weather to get nicer.
Well, I mean,
plenty of time.
After this week, looks like we have a great window. So
yes,
looks like things are looking up.
We're ready for it.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as you can hear, we have a great show lined up for today. Captain Ryan is a wealth of knowledge when it comes to fish in the Coronado Islands and, of course, our local areas.
Yeah, it's going to be a great show, and we want to hear from you. If you want to be a part of Let's Talk Hookup this morning, we want to hear from you. Give us a call, 833-288-0973. One more time, 833-288-0973. That's how you reach us. If you want to talk to Captain Ryan this morning, talk some Let's Talk Hookup with us. Not only are we going to be having fun, taking your phone calls, we got some great fishing reports coming up, great info about the San Diego. We are also giving away such a killer prize. We're going to have 2 lucky callers are going to win a full day trip going fishing on board the San Diego at a C4 Sport Fishing at the end of the show today. So we're going to be talking all about that great boat and the great fishing. And 2 lucky callers are going to get to participate in that great fishing as we're giving away a couple of prizes here at the end of the show. Again, if you want to get your shot at that great trip, or better yet, your chance to talk to Ryan, 833-288-0973. When we come back, we're going to be taking your phone calls. Lots of great info coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
Your vacation bucket list can't be completed without visiting the Katmai Lodge, Alaska this summer. A world-class wilderness fishing paradise on the banks of the famed Alagnak River. Get in the action, fishing for all 5 species of Pacific salmon, king, sockeye, chum, coho, plus trophy-sized rainbow trout, Arctic grayling and Dolly Varden, both in the Alagnak and nearby waters. Katmai Lodge's Coast Guard and CPR certified guides are fly fishing fanatics and know how to help you reel them in, ensuring your days are fish-filled while you enjoy freshly prepared snacks and barbecued lunches on the river. Back at the lodge, enjoy fireside appetizers and refreshments each afternoon. Delicious dinner prepared by the lodge's exceptional chef. Take a quick fly-out trip to Brooks Falls in Katmai National Park for world-renowned bear watching. And check out our trout fishing specials at katmai.com. That's KATMAI.com. Katmai.com.
Hey, it's time to talk about catching fish at Point Loma Seafoods. It's wide open.
It's always biting.
Yeah.
There.
I was there yesterday. What a case they had. They had fresh mahi-mahi, fresh Alaskan king salmon. They had fresh yellowtail. They had fresh maqueta, which we love. Oh my God, the maqueta! So many different fresh fishes in the counter there, along with all the great lunches and dinners they provide too, sushi and more.
Nothing like it, man. I mean, we obviously work right next door, and we're in that place 2-3 days a week, and it never gets old. They call it the freshest thing in town, and it's exactly the truth. Like the case is always killer. The smoked fish and all of the cooked case, their sushi's amazing.
Yeah.
It's just there's nothing like Point Loma Seafoods.
Oh yeah, and live lobster until Wednesday.
Okay.
Right? So if you want your lobster fix, get down to Point Loma Seafoods, and you can get them. You can get them down there. Crab, everything. It's all there, right at your footsteps at Point Loma Seafoods, right next to the San Diego Landings in Point Loma.
22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro is home to LA's finest open party fleet, including overnights on the Freedom, Catalina Freelance on the Pursuit, half-day trips on the Monte Carlo, and 3/4-day trips on the Native Sun. Plus, you can charter the Ultra, Spectra, and Trueline. There is always plenty of free parking and a fully stocked tackle store. Take advantage of the Wednesday specials on the Pursuit and Monte Carlo, and kids fish free with a paid adult on the afternoon half-day. 22nd Street Landing Sport Fishing in San Pedro. Call 310-832-8304 or book online at 22ndstreet.com.
It's Yamaha's Reliable Choice sales event. From January 1st to March 31st, power up with the choice of additional warranty protection or up to $1,500 in dealer credit on eligible select new 2.5 to 350 horsepower 4-strokes. For details, visit YamahaOutboards.com or your Yamaha Outboards dealer today. Yamaha. Reliability starts here. Offer ends March 31st, 2020. Subject to change. Other restrictions and conditions apply. Select models excluded. See authorized participating Yamaha outboard dealers for details. Cannot be used with any other Yamaha offer.
Here's John Ireland for Rancho Leonero.
The ranch is unique. It's one of the few places in the world where you can still drive ATVs up the beach. We have fishing from the beach. We have dive trips that we run to Pomo in a number of different spots. Kayaking, of course, has been real big. We were one of the first hotels to introduce kayaking. The ranch is small, it's intimate. It's 34 rooms, so everyone gets to know everyone. The old saying, where everyone knows your name. Well, truly at Rancho Leonero, the employees do know pretty darn near all our guests' names. And what's even more interesting is most of the guests know each other's names. Very personal, very intimate, and a special, special environment. 2 miles of beachfront, a mile on either side of the hotel. Rancho Leonero is really the last of the old-style Baja fishing resorts. 1-800-646-2252. 1-800-646-BAJA. And RanchoLeonero.com. I'll personally guarantee your best fishing experience and vacation at Rancho Leonero.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Having a great time here this morning. Phones are packing up again. If you want to get your shot to get through, 833-288-0973.
Indeed. We have Captain Ryan Boshin from the San Diego, Mr. Yellowtail, we like to call him. So let's go ahead and jump to the phones, Rick.
You got it, buddy. Why don't we get things started off this morning with our buddy Don, who's calling us from Woodland Hills this morning. Don, thanks for getting us started here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Hey, guys. Good morning. Thanks for the opportunity to talk to Captain Ryan. Hey, Captain Ryan, 2 questions for you. One, what is your favorite or recommended yo-yo outfit and lure? And then how about a little history about the San Diego?
Okay. Well, the San Diego was built in 1965 at a shipyard in Costa Mesa called Ditmar Donaldson. It is a very popular sport fishing design. You know, the boats like the Searcher and the Prowler, they're all came out of that Ditmar Donaldson boatyard in Costa Mesa. And the San Diego is a single plank boat. I heard the story. They make single plank Ditmars and double plank Ditmars. And I heard an interesting story recently that the reason they went to the single plank, the reason they went to the double plank design is because they lost their really good caulker. That this old-time guy that had been there forever, and he knew how to caulk. They put caulking between the seams of the planks.
Wow.
That's what seals the water out, and it's an art. It's very hard to do. It's very hard to find someone that can do it properly. Right now in San Diego, I know of 2 guys that can do it. Steve Russo and Sal.
Wow.
They can do it, but it is not easy. The way they bang the caulking between the planks, and the reason they went to the double plank design is because that caulker retired. So San Diego is one of the last single plank Ditmars that they built.
And it's all mahogany, right?
It's all mahogany, plank over frame, and if you go down in the compartments of those boats, you know, the Liberty, the San Diego, the Searcher, they look like they were built to be run over by a school bus. They are so overbuilt. It's incredible. The size of lumber that they use, and the lumber is so good. You can't find lumber like that anymore.
It would cost. Can you imagine what it would cost to build San Diego today out of mahogany? You couldn't. Yeah.
No, when we replace, little pieces of wood that we've had to replace over the years, the termites go after the new wood. But that old original wood, the termites are like, no way, I don't want any part of that.
Break your teeth off.
Yeah, they don't go after it. So
wow.
It's a very nice boat, very tight, and
you guys keep that boat so immaculate too. You
Thank
just do.
you.
It doesn't seem to matter if it's a week out of your maintenance period or it's been a year and you're getting ready to go into it. The boat always just seems so tight and so clean, and the decks are nice and the non-skid's comfortable. It's just like everything about that boat is so dialed in. It's very clear that you guys have, that you have been doing that for as long as you have, and there's no replacement for time on the water and knowing what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, a lot of the Ditmars, they've spent their life, banging up the coast from Cabo and out offshore a lot, like really offshore, and the planks start to loosen up over the years and they start to get weepers of water into the compartments. The San Diego basically spent its life anchored up at La Jolla. It was a half-day boat, and so it hasn't seen the weather that a lot of boats have seen. So it's extremely tight, and very fortunate that the guys took care of it as well as they did before we purchased it in 2004. But and then I think he had a question about yo-yo jigs. As far as rod and reel combinations, I'd like to keep it simple. The one thing I'm seeing now is that a lot of guys are trying to yo-yo fish with like a Tranx or a oversized bass reel, really. And those reels are great. They have their place, but it's not in yo-yo fishing. in my opinion. Yo-yo fishing, you need a big spool.
Tall spool.
You need a tall spool. Yeah. One of our, I just use a Trinidad 20 basically for everything I do at the Coronado Islands. Maybe a 16 for fly line fishing, but a Trinidad 20 can yo-yo fish. A Trinidad 40 is really, really nice for yo-yo fishing. Those are my favorite reels for sure to use. And as far as a rod, it doesn't take anything fancy. A 7-foot. Something rated 30 to 50 pound, and you're good to go.
What pound test you fishing?
40 pound. I like 40 pound mono. I like the sink rate that it gives you with that. 50 is doable also. A lot of guys fish 50. I personally like 40 pound. I like the way the jig sinks a little bit faster on 40 pound. And as far as lures, we break it down into like junior size yo-yo jigs and then full size yo-yo jigs. And if you're going to yo-yo fish in water, say under 60 feet, we don't do much yo-yo fishing, but 60 feet to say 150 feet, the junior size yo-yo jigs are very effective. Once you get deeper than say 150, 180 feet, you want to go up to that full size yo-yo jig. So just ask the guys when you get on the boat, ask the crew, how deep of water do you think we'll be seeing these yellowtail in, and they'll tell you. But it's real straightforward, scrambled egg, blue and white, basic colors. You're just trying to get down there and get a reaction bite out of them. And, red crab has been a popular colored jig. Some of the JRI yo-yo jigs are brass now, and they sink really fast. Flat falls, they all
all
work
that
good.
stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Don, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. You talked about the roaming schools of yellowtail, and then as the season goes on, they get more related to structure. Is that a water temperature thing, do you think?
I think so. When I first started fishing the Coronado Islands, I learned a lot from guys like Sean Trowbridge, Buzz, Ray Montera. I was constantly watching those guys' moves, and that's one thing they would always talk about was, if we were sonar fishing in the spring and we were fishing schools out in 50 fathoms, and then if one day they disappeared, they would always be talking about, I wonder if they're starting to settle in on the structure yet. They were always talking about that. And what that meant is as the water warmed up and the season progressed, they would eventually the same schools would eventually get in there to like the Gun Sight or Under the Light, South Kelp Ridge, all the traditional spots. And that's when we can start catching them on the anchor, and they would be, settled in on the structure. But until the water is 65 degrees, they seem to just roam around. They could be in 20 fathoms one day and 50 fathoms the next, or go off the edge and be in 100 fathoms. They're not settled in on anything. So
that's got to be that's got to present such a challenge when you have a machine that looks at a little circle on the bottom, and you just got to you've got to drive that circle over a target that you have no idea where it's going to go, and it's moving around all the time.
Yeah, the thing I always think about like how much fish was missed before side scan sonar.
Can you imagine? Yeah,
so much, because there is zero visual clues with this wintertime yellowtail fishing. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's no birds on it, nothing. So you just have to really pay attention to your electronics, and the plotters have really helped us out over the years. Every day that I'm driving to San Diego, if we drive over a piece of hard bottom, I put a waypoint on the plotter. Nice. And so you start to map out the ridges really good. And that's why I said once we know where they're at, we can predict them, where they're going to go, because we have all the ridges mapped out. So
that's a good tip.
Yeah, we know which way they're going to go, but it's just getting that first initial clue that is really hard.
Yeah. How much does your bait play into that? It sounds like you're finding a ball of yellowtail that's swimming around, and you drive over and you get yo-yo jigs on it. Like, does the bait that you throw on top of it, does it get it stopped? Does it get it fired up? Does it play no part at all?
Oh no, it plays a huge part. If you were out there on a private boat and you wanted to just hook one or two, you could find a school, drop it in it, and you probably would hook one or two. For us, especially when there's a lot of bait around like this, these yellowtail are constantly swimming through schools of red crab, schools of sardines, and so if you don't throw a lot of bait to activate them, you'll just blend in to the natural surroundings down there. We need to just activate them. Like that day we had 62. The water was 59 degrees, but they were boiling all over the surface.
Wow. No kidding.
On our chum.
Wow.
Yeah, they were boiling like crazy, and it's just because we threw enough chum to get them in a frenzied state for 5 or 6, 7, 8 minutes. And then, it's over with.
You distract them long enough to do your damage.
Yeah, you just get them fired up for a few minutes, get everyone's jigs in them a few times, and hopefully hook some, and then they move on. And you have to go find the school again. And by the time you find them again, they're already balled up in a ball again, just cruising.
Ready.
Yeah, just cruising, and then you fire them up again and get a few more. It's really
cool.
fun.
Ready to get on the boat.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
it's pretty fun.
That's
it's
awesome.
interesting, you're talking about, and you're so good at the sonar and your electronics and stuff. And that's one of the things that makes you such a great captain. But yesterday with Renee and Paul from the Sugar, and we were talking about boat lines and albacore. And we had a question, and today that's just not a factor because of the electronics we talked about.
Yeah,
right?
I was talking about that yesterday with a guy. Like, why don't yellowfin tuna bite the troll anymore?
Yeah.
They don't bite the trolling feathers anymore. Not that well anymore around here. But, yeah, I remember the last few years that albacore were around. There were a lot of guys not even trolling.
Yeah.
Because you're going to see them on your sonar and just stop and catch them.
Yeah.
Rather than troll, and
it's a different world today.
It is a different world, yes.
For sure.
And even like the sonar, is changing. I remember when you went from whatever you had to whatever you had now, and you were talking about what a difference that makes. And first having that tool was just the world's game changer, and then with anything that's electrical, you let a year or two go by, and the next thing is 10 times what it was before.
Yeah,
and,
they're definitely
think about your computer
better.
at home,
Yes. Yeah.
Indeed. Well, hey, let's head south down to Rancho Leonero, where would be a great place to be right now, for sure. Mr. John Ireland's on the line. Buenos dias, John.
Morning, Pete. Hi, Rick. Hello, Ryan.
Morning, John.
What's up, John?
Morning.
Well, we got just a few guests in. They're sending out 2 or 3 boats a day, and catching fish. The fishing's been pretty darn good. Weather's been cooperating up until the last couple days, and it's got a little breezy. Fishable, but still a little bumpy out there. Water temperature is 71, 72 degrees, which is a couple degrees warmer than normal. And the fishing's been pretty darn good. Dorado all winter long. I've been talking about it. And they're out there right now. The anglers are picking up 1 or 2 nice-sized Dorado a day per boat. Striped marlin are loaded up on the bank right off the La Rivera there, as usual. Anybody that wants a striped marlin can go out there. Quite a few of them around this year. They weren't around much last year for whatever reason this time, but normally this time of year is really one of our best striped marlin fishing times, March, April, May. And it looks like that's going to be the case this year. A lot of yellowtail, some big whopper yellowtail, Yellowtails in the 30-pound range are pretty common. They're catching those early in the morning. A lot of skipjack rolling around, and what they're doing is they're chunking the skipjack. If they can't find the Spanish mackerel around one day, and they can get them for bait, and then the next day they can't. And if they don't get the Spanish macks, then they're chunking up the skippies and dropping them down, and they're working pretty well. Really no substitute for the Spanish mackerel. If they got those, they're picking up 4 or 5 whoppers a day. If they're just using the skippies, they're picking up 1 or 2. But big yellowtail, like say 30, 40 pounders. Quite a few of those around.
Nice.
Good bottom fishing as normal this time of year. A lot of jacks. Pargo and grouper are coming up daily. Like I say, just 2 or 3 boats a day right now. We're slow because of the ongoing conditions. We expect that to improve over the next month. Probably April or May we'll start seeing our normal departures and guests, but we're hanging in there. One thing I wanted to mention, I'm sure you probably already have, is don't give up on the Bart Hall Del Mar, May 1st. We're gonna be there for that.
April 30th to May 3rd are the new dates. Yeah, and you'll be there, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's our really, Long Beach is a good show for us, but San Diego's home base. That's the footprint of the radio show, and I'm a local here as well, so it's a big one for us. So we're looking forward to it.
Now, John, you just recently flew down. No issues getting down and back to Rancho Leonero through Cabo or La Paz, either way, right?
Not at all. No, it's easy. Yeah, and planes it's not that busy anymore, so it's easy to get on and real good airfares.
Really good airfares, yeah.
Really good airfares. Like I jumped on. I think paid $70 each way.
Man.
That sounds good to me, man.
That's pretty good. Sounds like a really good place to escape the craziness right now.
Dude, I'll tell you one thing. I got no
warmer.
problem catching Coronas down there, like a whole bunch of them. Like I've caught a lot of Coronas.
Be careful.
I've caught a lot of
Be careful
Coronas.
those Coronas.
I've caught a whole bunch of them down there, and I loved it.
Indeed.
John, great
Yeah,
report.
no.
I mean, it's like you say, if there's a place you want to go to escape some craziness, there's no better spot than the Paradise Rancho
right
Narrow,
around,
man.
right around the corner.
No doubt.
Yeah. No, we're close. It's easy, and it's warm. It's been 90. It was. I came in Wednesday, and it was 92 degrees.
Sweet.
So it's warmer. Yeah, and the viruses, they don't like that warm weather either. So it really is a good option for people if they want a good place to come and catch some fish. We're here.
I'm in, John. Well, how do we get a hold of you if we want to come down?
Thanks, Pedro. Rick. It's 800-646-2252 or rancholanarrow.com.
Awesome, buddy. Appreciate it very much, John. We'll look forward to talking to you again next week, and certainly look forward to seeing you up at the Fred Hall Show in Del Mar a couple weeks later. Again, April 30th through the May the 3rd. Looking forward to it, buddy. Thanks, John.
You will for sure.
All right. Thanks, John. See you later. Okay. Good report. That's a good positive.
I can
thing
handle
to
that,
hear.
dude. It sounds good to me.
That sounds so tempting,
Oh,
right?
dude, you kidding me? Rather than trying to fight somebody for a roll of toilet paper at Walmart, I could handle going down to the ranch and hanging out for a little while.
70% off airfares from Valaris.
Get out of here.
Yeah, they sent me an email. 70% off.
70% off. Yeah, let's go.
I can handle that.
Yeah.
I can handle that just fine.
Yeah. All right, let's jump into the phone.
You got it, buddy. How about we talk to Ed? He's calling us from Mira Mesa this morning. What's up, Ed? Welcome to the show.
Hey, morning, guys. I have a couple of questions. The first one is, what's going to happen today at the docks as far as it's going to be postponed and that? And then my second question is, last week I was down on the Coronados, and the water was pretty dirty in that. And I'm just, we were yo-yoing, but the thing is are the fluorescent iron, is that better in that case with the dirty water, or it just doesn't matter?
A lot of what we see with our eyes with watercolor is not what's going on, down there where we're hooking the fish. So I'm not a big color guy with yo-yo lures. I never have been. I might be completely wrong in that. But I think if it's, has some white in it, blue and white, scrambled egg, mint green and white, you're good. And what we've seen a lot in the last few years is the surface color is pretty dirty. We were seeing that with yellowfin tuna last year. They were actually in like brownish water on the surface, but the divers were telling us once you get down 10 feet, it's beautiful, clean blue water.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and the yellowtail tuna, they're very adaptive to watercolor like that.
It's all about where the bait is, right?
Yes, I wouldn't get too hung up on thinking you need to fish a fluorescent lure or anything like that.
And as far as Day at the Docks goes, April 19th, they say it's a go right now, and we'll keep you posted here on Let's Talk Hookup.
Till we hear otherwise, it's going on.
Yeah, for sure. It's a ways away. So,
yeah,
a month away.
I think we're
more
fine.
than a month.
I think we'll be just fine by then.
For sure. We hope so. Indeed. Thanks a lot for the call, Ed. Appreciate that.
All right, let's take a real quick break, and when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We got more of your phone calls. We're going to check in with the catch report, find out what's biting up and down the beach, a lot more. You stay tuned. You're listening to Southern California's sport fishing voice. It's Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
Hey, this is Rosie with Cedros Sport Fishing. Cedros Island is considered the yellowtail and calico bass fishing capital in the world, and nobody does it better than Cedros Sport Fishing. We are committed to providing first-class service to our guests, as well as an unforgettable fishing experience. We have made a good thing even better. We now have a direct flight departing through the CBX in San Diego. Leave home in the morning and fish in the afternoon. We have a beautiful waterfront lodge with first-class accommodations and meals. What are you waiting for? Call me at 619-772-7570 or check out CedrosSportFishing.com. Book soon. Trips are going fast.
of us at the American Angler family want to express appreciation to our regular passengers that fish with us year after year, and to the new anglers that came out this last season. We realize how precious your vacation time is, and we are truly grateful that you have chosen to spend this time with us. It's important that your experience is memorable, from the moment you call the office to the time you step off the boat. Hi, I'm Lori. Call me at the office, 619-223-5414, or check us out at AmericanAnglerSportFishing.com. Come fishing with the American Angler family and make a memory.
Hey, it's time to talk about great equipment from Shimano, and I got to tell you, you heard it from Ryan right here. Trinidad is the yo-yo king, right?
Just the king.
It's
Just
the
the
king.
king. Yeah.
It's the king for everything. If you came into the wheelhouse of the San Diego and you looked at the boat gear, Matt's gear, my gear, there is Trinidad's everywhere. From teeny tiny to as big as they get. We use them all and we love them, especially the 16-20 size, 30 size. They're amazing. They've changed the game.
Yeah, fly lining baits, surface iron, yo-yo iron. Like, there isn't anything that reel isn't killer for.
I can't tell you how many 100-pound bluefin I've seen hit the deck on a Trinidad 20 or 30.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
An amazing amount.
Yeah, you fill it up with Power Pro or Mono. You've got a machine, and it's just power. Power, castability, and smoothness, right?
So much power with that X shift. It's amazing.
Yeah, it is. So check it out, the Shimano Trinidad. There's nothing like it. Nothing ever will be like it at your local Shimano dealer. Pete here to tell you about our friends Jim and Mary and their incredible crew at Poway Valley Collision. I hear it all the time. Hey, I took my car to Poway Valley Collision, and you were right. Mentioned you guys, and they gave us the VIP treatment, fixed our car, and even gave us a special price. Believe me when I say Poway Valley Collision is worth the drive from anywhere in the Southland. We know you may not need them now, but when accidents happen, it pays to go to Poway Valley Collision. And I'm not fooling. Our listeners can save hundreds of dollars on your car or truck repair. They work with most insurance companies, including Auto Club, MetLife, and Wawanesa, and more. All you do is call Jim, Mary, or any of their team members, and they do all the rest. No hassles, just top-notch work and VIP treatment. I had my car repaired at Poway Valley Collision, and the job was perfect. So get your vehicle fixed right at Poway Valley Collision, 14211 Garden Road in Poway. Check PowayValleyCollision.com.
This program is paid for by Let's Talk Hookup.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Hookup. Man, great show going on right now. Phone lines are absolutely packed solid. Everybody wants to talk to Ryan, and we're going to do just that after we find out what's biting on the Catch Report today. Their Catch Report is sponsored in part by Anza Knives, handcrafting knives in the USA for over 3 decades. Check out the brand new Fish Pro Series knives from Anza, made from high carbon steel, which holds a great edge, and it's very easy to sharpen. The Fish Pro Series are the finest fillet knives ever produced. Anza also offers knives for military, hunting, law enforcement, and more. Check AnzaKnives.com for more details, or get the Fish Pro Series right now at Fisherman's Processing.
Indeed. Good morning to Dana Wharf Sport Fishing, filling in today, the one and only Shane Manser. Good morning, Shane.
Hey, guys. Good morning. How are you?
What's up, Shane?
Doing great. What's going on at Dana Wharf?
Well, a little recap. Kind of left off. Same thing last week, more or less. Some very good rock fishing on our 3/4 day trips this past week. Really good, actually. Double dropper loop, fish very well with the live bait. Stuff's up off the bottom a little bit and really active, so it's been nice. Limits or near limits, most of the days we've been out there with the right conditions. The weather had us off the water a couple days, but nonetheless, very nice mixed bags of rockfish. Half-day fishing, still along the kelp line, near shore, hard bottom. The whitefish and sculpin and sheephead kind of making up the majority of the counts still. The water's still kind of a little cooler, starting to tick up day by day. Some sand bass, some calico bass. Filling in a little bit day by day on that live bait there. The Fury continues to have some great fishing on his overnight trips up the island there at Clemente. The weather had him off the water a couple of days as well, but great rockfish counts over the weekend from fairly light loads. But he's running, so definitely a great time. Jump on a boat and come catch some fish.
Good call.
You can call the landing, the office. Make reservations, as it really does help this time of year to get the boat off the dock there. And you guys can check us out online at danawharf.com. When booking this month, use the code online, MAR25, MAR25, as in March, right? saves you 25% off on a half or 3/4 day trip.
Nice.
Such a killer deal you guys offer, man. That's awesome, Shane. Thanks for taking such good care of all of our customers and fishermen out there. We sure appreciate that. Glad to hear there's some good fishing and hopefully some good weather coming our way, and we'll keep on them. Shane, great report. If somebody wants to book a spot and call you guys up at Dana Wharf, what's the best way to do it?
You can call our landing direct. The number there is 949-496-5794. And obviously, you guys can book online, danawharf.com.
All right. All right. MAR 25. Save 25% when you book online. Thanks, Shane. Appreciate that. We'll talk to you next week. Appreciate that very much.
See you,
All
Shane.
right. Good deal.
All right. Well, let's jump back into our phones while we're waiting for Gunny to wrap up our catch report today, and let's talk to Mark. Mark's calling us from Santee this morning. What's up, Mark? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Mark.
I just want to tell. How you doing? I just want to tell Brian I've been on your boat, and it is a class act. It's really, really a good boat.
Thank you, Mark.
And I want to thank Rick and Pete for giving me 2 hours of pure not being able to hear about the C word.
Thank you.
Great. You guys should come on every day because I'm tired of it.
Yeah, you and me both, man. Aren't we all? For sure. But yeah, that's what we're all about is, fish. We still have fishing and that's the cool thing is you can still go fishing locally here or long range and have a good time.
And it's just happening right now, too. I mean, it's just, you're talking about yellowtail at the islands and great cod fishing and bluefin fishing down the way. And, how could you not be fired up about that? It's nice that our season is getting a nice early start, and it's good to have some good news on the horizon instead of the doomsday.
It's a perfect time to bring your kid fishing.
Totally.
There you go.
School's canceled.
That's right.
Yeah.
Loads are
sitting inside the house.
Yeah.
Rather than sitting inside the house, bring them out on a boat.
Yeah, for sure.
Take them out fishing, and you'll come home with food.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
Cool. And for obvious reasons, if you're sick, stay home. We don't want you on the boat. Nobody wants you on the boat. But if you're healthy and feel good about it, and it's a personal decision, get out and go fishing.
Nothing's cleaner than ocean air and a boat that is covered in bleach.
Yeah.
There's nothing cleaner than a sport boat on the way home. I can assure you that.
Yes.
Salt water is cleansing. I can tell you that firsthand. When I'm surfing in the water and being on the ocean, it's a very cleansing effect for sure.
When I was in college, that's how I took showers. Just jumping in the ocean and surfing.
Yeah, man. It's like it makes you good.
It does.
Yeah, it makes you healthy for sure. All right, Mark, thanks a lot for the kudos and appreciate the call this morning. It's a good point.
No doubt, man. Let's jump right back in. Scott in San Diego, you're up next on Let's Talk Hookup. What's up, Scott? Welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, guys. I have 2 things. I wanted to give a shout out to Ryan when he had suggested last year about the sinker rig and to hook the sardines up through the nose instead of across. I used it last year and I had a lot of success on the bluefin using the sinker rig that way. The sardines didn't get all caught up in the hook. So I wanted to thank Ryan for that one.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, we like that.
Yeah, it made a big difference for sure. It was great. I wanted to thank you for that one. I heard it last time you were on the show. And then the other question I had for you was, when do you think the yellowtail will show up, kind of that big biomass that you guys tend to see?
I think any day now, honestly. They might even be around right now, and we're just off of them. I think any day. The water temperature is really good. It's been over 60 degrees on every trip, and that's usually, the magic number that we look for. If it's 60 to 65, that's ideal. We've had really good fishing in 58 and 59, but consistently it's 60 degrees or over, and it's been 61, 62 degrees, so conditions are right there. I think any day now. We just need to get out there a little more consistently. We've been out 3 days a week or so, and a few more boats will help for sure. So I think any day you're going to see 100
right
fish
now, right?
count. Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So make your reservations. That's key for you. Like Shane was talking about at Dana Wharf. This time of the year, not because of capacity, but because you want to go. Yes. Reservations are very important on the San Diego.
Yeah, it takes us a certain amount of passengers for us to just break even on the boat, as people well know with the business. But if we don't have any reservations. We're not going to have the crew drive down, and it's it's not so much about losing money, because we're not afraid to lose money. If you're in fishing, you know all about losing money time to time. So, but yeah, reservations, if you're going to come, are very important this time of year.
And you have preached it so many times, and it is so true. Like, you need to just go, because regardless, you're going to provide a great day, and there's great codfish and all those things, but those epic days happen when it didn't necessarily happen the day before.
It's always a process.
You say it all the time.
Yeah, it's always a process of locating these fish. Our very first trip of the season, we always have a really big load. We're always crowded, and it's usually not the first trip of the year that we catch our yellowtail. It takes 2 or 3 days to investigate, to do the hunting and break it down and figure out where we need to be and where to stay away from. And so I think this year it was our third trip where we had 62 fish, and there was only 14 people on the boat.
Right.
Wow. So, that was after 2 slow fish counts in a row. So yeah, like Rick says, the most important thing is watch the weather.
Yeah.
Get a good weather app. And if the weather's nice, it makes everything easier. Our electronics work better. The birds can see better. It's just good weather on the ocean always makes the fishing easier.
And what do you use to keep a track of the weather?
I use buoy weather a lot.
Okay.
I like that Windy TY. I have a few of them on my phone. But those are the two major ones. That Windy TY, I think it's called, and buoy weather.
Yeah.
Those two are really good for us.
Indeed. All right. Hey, Scott, thanks a lot for the phone call this morning. Here's a very special caller. The man, John Collins, is on the line. Good morning, John.
Oh, boy.
Morning, Pete, Ricky, Ryan. How you guys doing?
Morning, John.
What's up, John?
Great.
Hey, I just want to give a big thank you to Ryan for his support. On my trips, I have several sponsored trips between the RP and the Independence, and he's been very generous. I have raffles, and the proceeds from the raffles we turn over to Friends of Rollo, and Ryan's been extremely grateful in handing out some passes for the boat there, and they're very, very well received.
I'll bet.
And he is very, very generous with our listeners here at Let's Talk Hookup too. We really appreciate that too, Ryan. That's
You're welcome. You are welcome.
And not only is this guy a good yellowtail fisherman, he's a pretty good bass fisherman too.
I'm not going to take any credit for that. That's all John.
and John, have you been catching any bass?
It's actually been a pretty decent spring so far this year. I've been trying to get Ryan to get out with me. Every time something comes up here, something comes up there, and we finally got a little window to get him out. And we had a pretty good day the day he was with me there. Actually had pretty good fishing at one of our local lakes here. It was not bad. We had a handful of fish that were in the 2 and 3 pound category. And then I kept looking around and finally found a spot halfway decent fish there. I think we had a 7, 4 8s, 2 9s, 2 10s, 2 11s, and a 12.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah,
just an average day.
Yeah, that
right?
sounds fairly decent.
So keep in mind, when John Collins says decent, that's not like everyone else is decent. John's decent is way different than everyone else's.
That is like a score that so many people, myself very much included, would love to have as a lifetime. Like if that was my lifetime of big ones, you know how stoked I would be?
Well, it was my best day of bass fishing ever. Ever. And I've spent some days on the lake, and it was so good that I had to write it down on my phone what we caught, because I was afraid I would forget, and I gave John a big hug. I think the whole lake was a little awkward during that hug, but it was well worth it.
Are you kidding me with that?
It was incredible.
I'll tell you what was really incredible there is we were hanging these nicer fish, and then on 2 back-to-back casts, Ryan got his 2 biggest fish. He got an 11 and a 12 on back-to-back casts.
No way.
My hands were shaking so bad. I couldn't tie a hook on back-to-back casts.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
That's the coolest thing I've ever. You got to be kidding me.
That's a good day.
Yeah, John was so happy for me. He's been trying to get me a big one for a long time, and I have been in the boat when John has caught multiple 12-pounders. And for some reason, I just haven't got one. He always outfishes me like 3-1, 4-1, always. And he was so happy that I got some good ones.
I was absolutely tickled pink. Really,
wow,
I was
that's
just
rad.
ecstatic.
That's cool.
Nice
John.
going, boys.
Well,
that's awesome.
Good job, John. Is it done, or you're still fishing?
No, I'm still. I'm going to try to get out here at least one day here this next week in a weather window, and then I got to watch The Office for Judy. She's going back to South Dakota for a couple of weeks, and by that time, I think these fish are going to probably be pretty much up on the beds. I don't like fishing them when they're on the beds. I like fishing them before they get up in the beds there. So it'll have to be after the spawn, and then we got ocean trips starting up there. So I might get 1 or 2 more days out, and that's going to be about it.
All right. Well,
I'm sorry you had such a slow season, but hopefully you get it back around to it.
Yeah, and Ricky and I our phones are available if you ever want to invite us to go. Yeah, we're available. So, hey,
John, that's awesome.
Thanks for the nice call, and the good report, and the kudos for Ryan. It's certainly well deserved.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you, John.
Right,
see you, buddy.
Appreciate that.
Bye.
All right. Hey, when we come back, we got more Let's Talk Hookup coming your way. We're going to find out what's going on with our catch reports. We got lots of great stuff coming your way. You stay tuned. You're listening to Let's Talk Hookup on the Let's Talk Hookup app and network.
The name that stands out among anglers is Fisherman's Landing, your top choice in local and long-range fishing. Hi, this is Doug Kern. Our hardworking crew will make sure your fishing experience is one to remember. We offer the finest open party trips from 1 to 3 days, the best charter boats available, and of course, our world-renowned long-range fleet is second to none. Fisherman's Landing is a full-service operation offering great half-day trips on the Dolphin and full-day open party trips on the spacious and comfortable Liberty. Since we introduced the full-day trips at Fisherman's Landing, the 85-foot Liberty has become a favorite among full-day operations with bunks for your comfort, huge bait capacity, and RSW fish holds to keep your catch fresh. Plus, Liberty has a big modern galley and 2 interior heads with showers. All our open party trips from half-day, full, or 1 to 3 day trips can easily be booked online at fishermanslanding.com or give us a call at 619-221-8500. I'll see you at Fisherman's Landing in San Diego.
When you put on a pair of Maui Jim sunglasses, the world begins to look different. Colors are more vivid, contrast is clearer, details are crisper. Wherever your vision leads you, beauty follows. With polarized lenses that eliminate glare and enhance color, Maui Jim sunglasses won't change the world. They'll change the way you see it. Color, clarity, detail. Maui Jim. For local and long-range fishing, the Islander out of Fisherman's Landing is a favorite among seasoned or novice anglers. But Islander Charters is much more than great fishing. They also do incredible Guadalupe white shark diving trips as well as a schedule of kayak mothership trips. You need to check out the Islander on their website, islander-charters.com. The Islander is San Diego's leader when it comes to 2 to 5 day fishing. Watch the website for trips and adventures available. Experience the Islander difference. Visit islander-charters.com for all the details.
We all need to get around, but we all need something different from our vehicles. Your San Diego County Ford dealers have you covered if you're looking for a new truck this month. Plus, it's SUV season, so they have great deals for everyone. Whether it's a new EcoSport that is nimble and fun around town, or the Ford Explorer that is capable of putting a boat in the water and has seating for 7, Ford has you covered. Ford trucks and SUVs aren't just powerful and legendary. They have the latest technology that helps you seamlessly connect your smartphone and ensure you're safe on the road. Features like Pro Trailer Backup Assist on trucks are truly a game changer at the ramp, helping you back up a trailer by simply turning a knob on the dash and doing the hard work for you. So check out all the great deals during SUV season and save some money on the right gear for you. Learn more at buyfordnow.com or visit your San Diego County Ford dealers today. They'll be glad to hook you up.
Rock Cod Rick here for West Coast Marine and Parker Boats. You see them all over Southern California waters. Parker Boats at the launch ramp, the offshore islands. You wake up in the morning on an overnight trip and there they are. Parker Boats of all size fishing in the same area as the Sporties. There's a good reason for it. Fishability and seaworthiness. Of all the boats out there, my boat partner and I chose to get a brand new 25 Parker center console from Kevin Kelly and the gang at West Coast Marine, and I could not be happier. Wow, what a fishing machine. Parker Marine builds a heavy-duty, industrial-strength full-length boat, probably overbuilt. But that's why so many 4- and 6-pack charters choose to operate Parkers. We thank the guys at Pinnacle Sport Fishing, Seasoned Sport Fishing, One-Man Charters, Black and Blue Sport Fishing for their confidence in Parker boats. Take it from me, if you are ready for a new Parker at a fair, upfront, and honest deal, you need to see Kevin Kelly at West Coast Marine, located at 1555 Newport Boulevard in Costa Mesa, or check out their inventory and information at westcoastmarine.com.